Hello, everybody. I'm Jonathan Coachman, and this is Super Bowl Sunday on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs. With that, it's time for Super Bowl 54, and we'll send you now to Miami, standing by to call their fourth Super Bowl together. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Well, the road ends here. It has been a wild, often unpredictable 2019 season, and now it's time for the greatest spectacle in all of sports. Super Bowl 54 from Miami. You know, this town has played host to 10 Super Bowls in the past, and tonight we write chapter number 11. And what a matchup we've got. Tonight it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the Green Bay Packers. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, happy to be with you. And Charles, many had ordained the Kansas City Chiefs to be the best team in the NFL coming into the season, and now here they are, one game away from their first Super Bowl title since Super Bowl IV 50 years ago.
And we'll get to that in just a minute, but how about this? This is their fifth straight playoff appearance. They went to overtime with New England in the AFC title game last year. Remember, they were down big at the half, came all the way back and had a chance to win, lost in overtime. Finally climbed that mountain and got back. And do you remember Super Bowl IV against Minnesota? Remember Hank Stram as their coach? On the sidelines, mic'd up for the first time. That really gave us a lot of what we have now with NFL films. What a terrific performance by that Kansas City team, and they blew away the Vikings in that game.
Meanwhile, the Packers are back as they look to bring another Super Bowl title home to a place aptly named Titletown.
And they're looking for their fifth win, which would tie them with the Cowboys and 49ers for second all-time. They did last win it in 2011. That was Super Bowl 45. Aaron Rodgers leading them over the Pittsburgh Steelers. But when you talk about titles, and you mentioned Titletown, they've won 13 championships overall when you count all the NFL titles prior to the Super Bowl era as well. So this is a town that's used to winning, and they expect to win this one as well.
The first Super Bowl of the new decade, Super Bowl 54, is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Patrick Mahomes leading out the Chiefs. They, of course, were so close to a trip to Atlanta a year ago. Losers in overtime of the AFC title game. They made it a point that they were going to get back this year, and Mahomes, the 2018 MVP, he has followed through, getting KC to the Super Bowl in his third NFL season. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Tackle made by Montravius Adams. And here's our first look today at this offense.
And let's start with LaShawn Shady McCoy, their star running back. He can do everything. Run it inside, get to the perimeter, and, of course, catch it out of the backfield.
From the 24. Mahomes, it's Kelsey on the ground. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams, and he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Slipping into the backfield for the sack was Oren Burks. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Here's Mahomes to throw. And he's going to go down again. Give the sack to Blake Martinez.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. The Packers offense led out by number 12, Aaron Rodgers, making his second Super Bowl start. And this is a career-defining night for Rodgers. A second title would surely cement his legacy. He'd love to take a repeat of his performance in Super Bowl 45. 304 yards, 3 touchdowns en route to MVP honors. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now it's Rodgers. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they're able to get this. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a man open down the middle of the field and able to rip off yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 38. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Reggie Ragland gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Here's Rodgers to throw. It's caught here by Adams. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But he's
got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They'll try and run for it with McCoy. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Mahomes now on first down. And this is caught by Watkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the completion. It's second and goal. From the 2 now, second and goal. And again, it's Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. And back at the 8 now, third and goal.
I'm going back to you.
Throwing now is Mahomes. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. The tight end Kelsey was the intended target. Well, CD, with the end of the season comes the announcement of the All-Pro team, and everybody was like, wait a second, Christian McCaffrey's listed twice. Is that a mistake? No, he got it both at running back and flex. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive, because I think a lot of people thought that if you have a running back and a flex position, that maybe Christian McCaffrey would go into the flex because he catches the ball so well. And
got his man complete. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, Packers. Devontae Adams. His second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Time now for Patrick Mahomes as we put him in our players' spotlight. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination when the big guy gets hit.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Going for the deep. He's got it at the 15. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 51 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And now it's second down. Back to the air on second down. It's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Tramon Williams there to break that one up. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now it's Mahomes again. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And the kick by Butker is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up, and the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. To throw is Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there Rodgers to Adams, 49 yards. 2 minutes even on the clock in the first half of Super Bowl 54. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And it's 21-3. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Okay, CD, let's talk about KC as their offense comes back out here. 12-4 finish as they head into this divisional round. 4 straight AFC West title. They're searching for something that they haven't had in a half-century, and everybody knows what that is. That's a Super Bowl berth. We thought their season might be in trouble when Mahomes went down with that kneecap injury. That was in mid-October. But he and the Chiefs, they haven't lost in the last 6 games. A strong finish, and they're looking as good as they have in a long time.
And they have to give some credit to Matt Moore as the backup quarterback for keeping things afloat while Mahomes was out. Because remember, they beat Minnesota in a home game that was a difficult one for them. And they also had a tough one with Green Bay that they almost pulled out at home as well. So give him a lot of credit. But Mahomes has his magic back. Seems to be fully healed from the ankle, from the knee. He is playing well, but the defense, that's what's morphed and made them different. The last half of the year, they got better against the run.
That's caught inside the 20. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That's complete to Robinson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they?
And that is caught by Watkins for a Chief touchdown. Sammy Watkins, as the first half is winding down, and the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. Until that late score here in the second quarter, they only have the field goal, so that's just big to see that football get into the end zone.
Yeah, and when you look at the scoreboard now, nothing seems out of reach. They've been outplayed in the first half, but when the clock hits zeros as they head into the half, you know what I do as a head coach?
What?
I tell my team to sprint to the locker room to show that we've got the momentum and show that we're right back in this game.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Rodgers going to throw. And that is incomplete, stopping the seconds to go. It was Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, there to knock it away. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Looking deep for it. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe.
So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. The never tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Rodgers now to throw. And that's complete to Adams. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. To throw, it's Rodgers. It's caught inside the 25. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big pickup of 38. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. He goes right back to Adams. That's complete. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Crosby connects on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it ends with a Packers touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about